Hello, my name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of KMD89 VA Claims Consulting, Leave No Vet Behind, and also I'm a United States Army veteran. Today I'm bringing you another educational video as it pertains to the VA disability compensation claims process. But before we get into today's video, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and ensure you share this video with your fellow veterans. Also, we can be found on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. So today's video, how much and what evidence did I submit with my claim to help me win my VA claim? Okay, so a lot of veterans think that you need to send in tons and tons and tons of information. If you want to do that, that is okay. I decided not to do that. On the VA Form 21-526EZ, there's a box that asks you what treatment, where, and what treatment have you received and the dates, okay? I made that mistake of completing that box, and I'll explain why later in the video, okay? So I filled out my claim form, and I filled out that box. I didn't submit any evidence at this particular time. I sent it in. About 10 months later, I get a call from the regional office that had jurisdiction over my claim. And it was a veteran service representative, a VSR. And he states that he was reviewing my claim. He noted that I filled out that box. And he said, we can go out, meaning the VA or him, I can go out and request these records for you. But before I do that, I'm going to have to send you a medical release form. So that's going to postpone your claim about 30 days. And then you're going to send it back. And somebody may not review it for another 30, 45 days. And then they're going to send a letter to your private doctor, those medical release forms, to your private doctors, and that's another 30 days. And if those doctors don't respond, we're going to send you another letter saying that it's your ultimate responsibility to get this information. And that's about another 30 or 45 days. So I'm adding this up, 30, 45. It's like 6 or 8 months. And then he said, he gave me some really good information. You can let me know, right now, you don't want us to go out for these records and you can get them yourself. And you probably could get them a lot faster. And I agree. You're right, I can. And that's exactly what I'll do. But before he hung up the phone, I asked him, can you still go ahead and schedule my exams? And he said, sure, I can do that. So I get off the phone. I'm driving home one day from work. As soon as I get home, I call all these doctors. I'm like, hey, I need this, need this, need this, need all my private medical records, right? So about 2 weeks later, I get all this information in the mail. It's about 50 or 60 pages total. So I made the conscious decision not to just submit all that to the VA because some of that information wasn't even pertinent to what I was claiming. So why would I send the VA that information and have someone look through some medical documents that doesn't pertain to what I'm claiming before the VA? So I sat down and I went through those records, not once, but twice, and pulled out the most pertinent information. Not all, but the most pertinent as it pertained to each condition that I was claiming. It ended up being maybe 7 or 8 documents, right? So I send that in. Send it in. I get rated. I think my first rating came back at 40%. Okay, so I was like, all right, cool. Then I got ready to do my next claim. And by this time, DBQs have come out. All right. And I take that back. The third time I submitted my claim, DBQs that came out. All right. And then I decided, as I discussed in other videos, I didn't want to go back to another CMP exam. Okay. So I went to private doctors. All right. And I got a DBQ and or Nexus statement. All right. And we all know the largest, the DBQs that have the most pages are the joints. I know they used to be about, I think, 10, 11 pages. I believe they're 14 to 15 now. Okay. So I can remember submitting 2 DBQs along with the 526CZ, and I wrote a late statement. And I put it on a VA form 21-4138. And you know there's 2 pages to that form. So this time it ended up being like 30 pages just because of those 2 DBQs, and they were like 10, I think they had like 10 or 12 pages or something like that. Then a 526CZ, that was another 6 pages, and then my late statement. So it was about 30 pages. That's the most that I submitted at any one time. But 2 of those forms were DBQs. VA employees were used to looking at those, and they could go through relatively pretty fast and look at. But one of those documents, even though it was 2 pages, and that's the VA form 21-4138, even though it was 2 pages, I filled up those 2 pages with a statement. That statement was too long. I look back at it now, I looked at it today, and I was like, you know, what was I talking about? And you got to remember, the VA employees are on a quota, and they're going through these claims really fast. And for them to sit there and try and decipher, sometimes they may need to send you a letter asking for clarification, and guess what? That adds another 30, 60 days onto your claim. So then after that, I was like, you know, I need to make it shorter, be direct, and to the point, okay? Instead of, you know, explaining this, explaining that. That's what I decided to do. So I kept my paperwork to a minimum, unless that one time, like I explained, where I sent in 2 DBQs with my claim. I talk to veterans, and they'll say, oh, I got 5,000 pages that I'm sending to the VA, and I'm only claiming a knee condition. How much is that is pertinent to your claim? Now, by no means am I saying that if you got 2,000 pages and you want to send it in, that's your right as a veteran. I'm not saying not to. What I am saying, I made the decision not to go that route because 1, I felt that it was too much. 2, I knew someone had to review all that. So I want to give them enough information to help obtain a positive outcome when they adjudicated my claim, okay? So I made sure I kept all my paperwork to a minimum. And like I said, it was a couple of times maybe between 10 and 30 pages each claim that I did, if that, But the longest thing, I think the piece of evidence that I felt that was too much was that long statement. Okay, I'm pretty sure if I was to give that statement out to 10 different people, there would probably be 10 different explanations of what they think that I'm saying in that statement. So even after that, going forward, I made sure that my statements were short. I made sure they understood the what, when, why, and how. So how much evidence did I submit? I kept it to a minimum. Outside of those DBQs, I didn't send anything over like 30 pages. And again, those DBQs were like 10, 11 pages, so that was 20 right there. The minimum was maybe between 5 to 10 pages. What evidence? Pertinent evidence, okay? You as a veteran have to think, what is pertinent evidence as it pertains to what you're claiming before the VA? Obviously, if you're claiming, let's just say, tinnitus, is x-rays of your feet pertinent to that? I don't know. I'm not a medical doctor. I would say no, but again, I'm not a medical doctor, but just think about that, okay? So if you have all this evidence that's intertwined and it has nothing to do with your claim, think about it. I'm just giving you something to think about it. But at the end of the day, it's your claim. Every claim is different. And if you decide to send that in, then that's on you. I made the decision. I wanted to set that VA employee up for success to help a positive outcome when it came time to adjudicate my particular claim, okay? Now, that's not saying that you send in only 10 pages, you're going to get service connected. Okay. And it definitely doesn't mean if you send in 2, 3, 4,000 pieces of evidence, you're going to get service connected. All right. So just keep that in mind. I just wanted to share with you what I did as it pertains to how much evidence and what evidence I submitted to help me be successful. And I hope it helps you be successful as well. So with that being said, please like, subscribe, hit that notification button. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. If I don't see you in one of my next educational classes, I'll see you in the next educational video. Thank you.